Hi everybody, Jo here again. How you doing? I hope you're okay. Now, I'm popping in today with a Christmas card design. And my story here is that Thistlewhisk, it's been snowing. And she's got her umbrella up because the snow is just starting to melt and it's just going to come down, so she needs her umbrella up. Anyway, I'm going to start off with my circle mask. And I'm coming in with blue atoll and the larger of the stencil brushes. And I just want to give myself a guide for where we're going to do the stamping. And again, always blend in the lid. And a nice light touch. We're just going to tickle and we're going to come round sort of to about, say, 1 o'clock, if it was the clock face, to about 1. And then round here to about, I don't know, between 4 and 5. So we've got that space there. It's nice to have that white space. And I'm going to stop there. That's enough. But I will now, I'm going to put the lid on there. Pop that over there. You know, in that space that I haven't got. Without inking up, I just want to fuzzy that edge a little bit. So I'm just going to come in and just fuzzy that edge slightly. And then got some copy paper, just because for me, I find it helps with my stamping. And we'll bring in our beautiful Thistlewhisk. And for this, my VersaFine Clair, lovely stamping ink, permanent ink, I'm going for Pine Cone. It's a dark brown and I just find it works really well for this type of card. Probably my favourite of all the brown inks. And we'll just pop her there. And again, just give that ink time to soak in. It's a beautiful detailed stamp. So remember, try not to lift your stamping up too quickly. You'll just find it soaks in better. And then the fir cone branch. Again, such an old favourite. Now this, I know I'm going to want it over here. And I'm going to use that shape just as a stamping guide. So I'm going to put one there. Now it doesn't have to be perfectly on that circle, it's just giving you a guide for the shape. And then I'm going to turn it round and I'm using the same colour and I'm just going to stamp it again once more. And again, using that circle as a guide. And if you look, it just gives me the nice shape here, but also then it stops here at the base. Now, we've got various berries, so I've gone for the mini berry here. So what I'm thinking is it'll be nice to have one buried just at the end here. And I don't want to add too many, but I just want to come round and just add a few berries at various places. So the next one I'm going to use is from the Star Pine set. And I'm going to go for Sand Dune. And the reason is this, I want to go more into the background. The Portobello I'm going to use on my next stamp and that'll bring it more to the foreground. So that's the way my sort of head works. When I come up with the design at this stage, I know I want some stamping in the background and then something a little bit nearer. So I'm going to do that stamping in the background first. So as I say, Sand Dune. And a little tip here, the Star Pine's got a stalk on it. And if you ink up in the middle of your ink pad, you'll get the whole of the stalk. Just checking you can see. Well, really, I, if possible, want to miss the stalk off. I just want to have the piney bit. So I'm going to ink up in the corner. Now, it might not work all the time, but just as a general guide, I find for me it helps. So now onto the Portobello. So as I say, this is a slightly deeper colour. So it'll push the lovely Star Pine into the background. And for this, I've gone for the one off the winter foliage. You see, I want some more foliage, but I don't want too much. And if I just show you, and again, I'm inking up in the corner, just so that I get that right amount. So if I pop one here, so can you see how it just brings it to the foreground, pushing this to the background? And we just want to keep that nice shape. So I just need another one here. And you can use these as a guide. So you can almost add the stamping onto the stamping you've already got. And it just gives that nice combination. You can also do a little bit of second generation if you've got a space, look. And again, just work your way round. What I will do is just stamp the sentiment. And for this one, I'm going to go for Wishing You Peace. And I'm going to go back to the pine cone, the darker colour. And I'm going to come in and I'm just going to pop that in this corner. So I'm going to bring the moon mask in, the smallest of those circles. And I'm just going to see if I've got enough ink. So it's the blue atoll again. Just see if I've got enough ink. And again, this is great because it saves re-inking your stencil brush, but also you might as well use the ink that's on there. And look, you've got enough just so you've got that lovely moon popping through. So let's add some colour. And I'm going to colour the berries first. And I'm coming in with my Wink of Stella brushes. Now these come in obviously a variety of colours. You check them out. And what I'm going to do is the little cones on here, I'm going to use my gold. And like I've done before, I'm just going to colour the base. So where I'm going to add some white highlights, I would have to let the Wink of Stella dry before adding the white. So I might as well leave it and just put it straight on the card. Are you with me? And also I'm a bit thrifty. I think, why would I put my gold pen underneath when I can actually save the gold in here? Sorry, but that's me. The berries I'm going to do in the blue. Now, the berries, I'm coming in and I want a bit of shading with this blue. So Wink of Stella is a great way of doing quick colouring. Now, because I haven't got a darker blue, what I found is if I come in with my silver look and just add my silver where, now you've two ways of doing this. You can do it like this and just come over the top. The silver just darkens that blue and gives you that lovely shade. I mean, I just found I love the way this dries and you've got that lovely shine, that lovely shimmer, and it's so quick. So we'll add the beautiful umbrella, and again, I can come in round here, look, and we'll colour this with the blue to match. But what you'll see with the finished design, it's lovely, that blue. Now, if you're batch card making, maybe make this design in violet with a violet umbrella and violet berries. I just think you could batch card make this, changing the colour up each time. Right, so on to our beautiful mouse. Now, I've gone for my Mondelez pencils. Now, this is a bit of quick colouring, and I'm just going to colour, just with the pink, a little bit on the nose and the ear. Now, with these beautiful mice, you can have them grey, brown, totally up to you. I'm just going for a little bit of sort of dark and light brown. Then I'm going to come in with my white and blend that. And that's all I'm going to do. I don't need to do any more. We're just going to finish it off. I've got the bronze. And what I'm thinking is on the umbrella, look, this is a posh one. It's got nice bronze attachments. And here, just at the end. Now, again, it's up to you, but I just think the bronze goes with that lovely, the goldy tones and the browns. And next we need to ground the mouse. So I'm thinking I have my pastel pencils and I'm just going to come in with my blue and I'm just going to, a little bit of grounding. That's all. I don't need much. Just a little bit there, and you see the difference really finishes that off. And then with the white, again, not adding a lot, just a little bit of shape on this foot. And then some white highlights. Now, the mangaka, the nib, it's not designed for splatters, so I wouldn't use this for snow, but it's a fabulous white pen, and it's great for doing the white highlights. So what I tend to do is keep this one for my white highlights, and I'm just looking the moons here, so my white highlights would be sort of here, and also the bit I left on the cones, look, I can add the white. Time for snow. 2 things. The white Posca. Now, again, it does sit better over the Wink of Stella when it's properly dry. So I'll add this now just because we're having our catch up, but I will come back when it's dry and add some more. But my real snow is coming in courtesy of the Sizzix, the crystal paste. Various ways of applying it. You can use your palette knife. I go for a coffee because I like coffee, as you know. And one of these lovely coffee stirrers is fabulous just to get a little bit. Now, this does dry hard, and when I was demoing it at our lovely Halaganza recently, we worked out within 20 minutes it was nearly dry, and certainly 45 minutes it was properly dry. I've also happily posted my cards with this on, and they've been received really well. There's been no damage, so I thought I'd test that out for you. But it's lovely stuff. And one pot, although it looks like I'm using a lot, I had a pot last year which lasted, did all my Christmas cards with it, and I love it on embellishments, MDF embellishments. I've also been using it on tree decorations that I've bought, if I want extra snow. Honestly, it's just fabulous stuff. And what I'm going to do is a little bit on the top of the umbrella, look. We'll have a little bit on the ground here. Don't want too much, but just in between. I want to be able to see the blue. And where we've added that little bit of the mangaka pen. And as I say, if you want to put a little bit just on top of the berries. And I just find the 2 little sticks work really well. You can also, if you want, put some on top of the sentiment here. Now, when I've finished, I tend to break off the little bits I've used, pop them in the bin, but I've still got 2 little for putting next time. Then, last little tip for you, when I pop the lid on, I just take the actual lid, pop it like that. Now, a little word of warning, don't press in there. I did. The whole lid goes in. So just pop your hands all the way around. Work your way around the edge. It'll form a seal. Give it a good wipe. And then make sure that's on, lid on. And like I say, mine lasted over 12 months. So there we go. That's my little story time offering. And as I say, there we've got the finished design with matching envelope, and guess what, it's a win for me because I've got 2 more cards made. Anyway, you take care. As always, thanks for popping in and spending time with me. Have fun. Love and hugs from me. Bye for now.